What is going on, guys? Another day, another video about Windows 11. It is the only news story going around that is really worth talking about at the moment, so we're going to go back to the well again. And this time I've got actually two news stories to share with you about this leaked Windows 11 build. The first thing is that it's real. I don't know who thought it wasn't real at this point, but we have 100% confirmation that it is Windows 11, that is what it's going to be called, and that this leak is real. Well, how do we have that? Well, let's look at this article here from XDA developers. Google has received a DMCA request to remove a link from Google's search results that was to BBOM, and this link went to this leaked Windows 11 build. It's hard to say link leaked like that in quick succession. That was not easy. And as part of their request, they mentioned that it is a leaked copy of an unreleased Windows 11. So there you go. This is real. It is Windows 11. Again, I don't know who was still questioning whether or not this was real, but here is the request from Microsoft to Google. Remove this link to this leak. I guess Microsoft got sick of seeing everybody driving Windows 11 before they're going to announce it on the 24th of June. So what's the second news story I've got to bring to you today? Windows 11 apparently is going to offer a significant boost in performance to PC users, particularly us PC gamers might really end up liking Windows 11. So I saw this tweet here from Daniel Rubino where he said it's more than a new start menu. The core of the OS is much more optimized. And then he linked to a Windows Central article where they show this guy's video. And his channel is called Ben Anonymous. You can go check out his whole video because what he does here is he goes through and he benchmarks his Asus laptop, which is a Core i7 and an RTX 2070 Super, I believe. He does a Crystal Mark to test storage speeds, and he does Geekbench. Then he installs Windows 11, does it again, and then he gives you the results. And what are the results? Well, they're actually incredibly fascinating because they are better on Windows 11, not just a little better. They're pretty significantly better. So Time Spy, which is a function in 3D Mark, it's a particular test in 3D Mark. Great way to see how your rig is going to handle gaming. Basically, it makes it render a whole scene, then it gives it a score to determine how well it ran it. Well, in Time Spy, the score went from 6872 on Windows 10 to 7613. That is a pretty substantial jump, nearly 10% better, in fact. And to deep dive a little bit further, the GPU score went from 6927 to 7426. The CPU score went from 6573 to 8886. So the CPU got a bigger bump than the GPU, but they both got a bump. He then did that storage speed test, and there was a jump there, but apparently he wasn't able to replicate that again. So they were going to maybe throw that out. So then in the Geekbench test, single core speeds went up by 9%, and the multi-core speeds went up by 15.5%. Massive, massive improvements. And somehow it actually kept the CPU cooler while running faster. Now this reminds me of back in the day when I would play with these cheap netbooks, and a lot of them in the early days actually shipped with Windows Vista or even weird Linux distributions. And if you had a Vista build, what you did is you got rid of that and you installed a modified version of Windows XP that was massively stripped down and it ran much better. I think it was only like 700 megabytes to download tiny XP, and it would run like a dream on pretty much any piece of crap netbook. Windows 11 is lighter weight than Windows 10. You have to think about all the stuff happening in the background while your computer is just doing anything. If you can cut that stuff back, you can squeeze more performance out of your hardware. And that's what Windows 11 is doing. It's not just visually changing things. It's actually optimizing things. And I'm sure it's more than just being lighter weight. There are almost certainly some optimizations we're going to hear about on June 24th. I find this to be really fascinating because a lot of the time when something like this happens, big update happens, that's usually not a good thing for gamers. Usually things get prettier, more advanced, but that comes at the drawback of performance. Where Windows 11 appears to be going the other direction, where performance is actually going to improve. And this is not just something that we're seeing in tests. There are also anecdotal reports about people's computers who've installed this feeling a bit snappier than before, although that's backwards, right? You want the anecdotes first and then get your actual proof. But here we have both anecdotes and actual proof. So guys, thanks as always for making it to the end of the video. That does help me out a ton. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. Consider donating at scaryifliteral.com or through Flatter. Keep an eye out for more content just like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.